Good gravy. I never thought I'd be making another drama video, but I'm gonna have to for lots of reasons. So, Project Eden's Garden. Very good game. In fact, the game is something I'd call a masterpiece. I like the writing, the first case is something you'd see in a Danganronpa Chapter 4 case, and all the characters are likable in their own way. Also, yummy art style. However, the fanbase has devolved into pure awfulness, and the mod team and some of the people behind the game are way too incompetent when it comes to all the popularity given after Chapter 1. I have had issues with this fanbase since like mid-2023-ish, and I'm gonna go through 3 biggest things that I want to mention because they're the main ones I want to mention, and the rest are relatively minor in comparison. Now, the main reason I want to make this video, especially since it's not my usual style of video, I mainly make gaming and deathbell content, will make more sense near the end of the video. First thing I want to mention is the favoritism in the fanbase, because despite making a call-out post during around August of 2024, the problem seems to have not improved in the slightest. The main catalyst of this argument came around the time I made the document. Basically, to give a quick too long didn't read, someone posted fan art of the entire Project Eden's Garden cast, and there was people complaining that Desmond's skin color was a bit too whitish, if I remember correctly. Now, I'm not going to go into that side of the drama. All I can say is that both sides were pretty aggressive, but the reason I sided against the Eden's Garden team was because, if you ask me, they were just really hypocritical. Other people accusing the team were culprits of telling people of color, oh, you're probably white. That's probably the best way I can explain it. Sorry, I'm not good at explaining stuff like this. The people that the team defended were also culprits of the exact same thing. However, they weren't banned, unlike the people that were against the team. And neither was this comment on screen. I am going to have to leave the PFP up to make my next point across, but this is an old screenshot, so for all I know they probably changed it. But just in case, do not send harassment to the PJ team or server members like this one. Obviously, I do not condone harassment, which is part of why this video is being made. It should be common sense, but I sort of have to. Anyways, what this person said was completely diabolical, and from what I can gather, they got away with it. Like, flat out, all they got was a warning, whereas people who did much less got banned. Which is one of the main reasons I sided against the Project Eden's Garden team in that situation, in all honesty. And now, we take this to Twitter, which is where everyone called out this horrible behaviour. Around this time, one of the lead artists, if not the lead artist, Seraph, decided to make a case for themselves. However, during this time, they admitted that they didn't even look into the other side of the drama because of the fact that their friends were hurt. And I have to say, that is completely baffling. That is one of the shittiest defenses I've ever heard. Like, listen, hear me out. How do you go into a drama, look at one side, barely look into the other, and go, oh, I didn't read the other side because my friends were hurt, and expect us to go, ah, yeah, don't worry about it, makes complete sense, and not, my brother in Christ, that's just bias. Like, seriously, how? I read the document and came to my own conclusion. That's how I think both sides had flaws and I had to pick, like, one or the other. That's how all drama should work. You need to look into both sides of the drama in order to get a case. However, this isn't the case for obvious dramas like fucking racism or some shit like that. Which this one clearly wasn't. You had to pick between like 2 sides that were like both had flaws. However, this is the case where you just look into one side, then look into the other and go, oh, yep, let them cook. Like, I'm gonna go script because I don't get it! And when this naturally blew up, they released a document, which I teased earlier, and it was shit. Basically, it was a lot of victim blaming! I love using someone's boundaries as a reason to say, oh, you were wrong. It's so cool! Yeah, I think you get the point by now. The document was also being blindly passed around the fandom, because that's the only time, as far as I know, the server mentioned the drama after it happened on the 2nd. Oh god, I fucking hate it here! So, I made my document, and then I fucked up on the next set of months, expecting that to be the end of it. But nope. In February, which is this month as of recording, the Ebra signal went above Gotham, and I had to don the drama hat once more. because now I have to look at everything that happened as a result of their February frenzy. I'm pretty sure that's what the event was called, but I didn't keep in touch before I went in. Now, I'm not really in the fanbase anymore, so I'm going to list everything I can, and I will do it as quickly as possible to avoid this video being around an hour. In terms of chronological order, this next section began at around the 22nd to 23rd of February. All of this up to present is what I currently know. So if there's any mistakes or anything you want to add, let me know in the comments or at me on Twitter or Blue Sky, and I will get to that as soon as I can. This tweet was basically the introduction to this tale. Unfortunately, it has been deleted, but as a friend who I will not mention has sent it to me on Discord, I at least know what the first tweet was. Now, I can't just use the TARDIS to get the entire thread, so here's a quick too long didn't read. The February Frenzy event has caused Kai fans to get harassed beyond human comprehension, resulting in them being really uncomfortable. Also, they made Dakota, Kai's voice actor, step away from the event because of all the backlash that was given to his character.
This is Dakota, Kai Montiago. So this is something I've been thinking of talking about for a minute, but after seeing some unfortunate happenings in the community today, I think it's just about time that I went ahead and ripped the band-aid off. I am going to be officially stepping down from the voting contest. I won't be pushing any more for Kai to win. I'm not going to be going any further in this. I think that this competition has gotten a lot more heated than it needed to be. I think that a lot of fans have received harassment and have received a lot of negative feedback because of who they vote for, and I think that that's not what this voting contest is about.
Carrying on, the voice actors were also the ones who had to try and calm the situation. Wait, the who? Now, look, I know people can be busy, especially when it comes to writing, making art, programming, or directing a game, but PSAs are kinda important, especially after a massive drama happened. I'm going to take a dive into this PSA by Cassidy Amber's VA, and go over everything as objectively as possible. I understand that the entire team, from what I can gather, found all this out at the same time, and they all need to think about what to do next. But the VAs have more of a push because people's characters thing is... I mean, you're right. Don't get me wrong, you're right. But why don't the rest of you have a similar push in the community? I mean, you're all very respected across the Fag and Romper fanbase. You could give your voice and it will make an impact regardless of what role you were. Now, there is the argument that they had more of a voice because they voiced the characters, which I do get the thought process of, but at the same time, I still think there could have been better people to make the PSA. Now, I will have to skip the second paragraph, for two reasons. One, paragraph 3 is a good segue to go to after the first paragraph, but also I just disagree with the second paragraph the most, so that's where all the juicy stuff is, so I will just skip it. Now, the main argument in this one is that the dev team are all working on the game to get it out in a timely manner, so they didn't have the time to respond. They're busy 24/7. So either the team needs to take a break because that is a seriously unhealthy work ethic, or the team did have breaks and didn't discuss how to resolve the problem. God, girl, why do both outcomes suck? Now, the team is busy. I don't expect them to act instantly when drama happens. You need to understand the drama, look into what happened, and make a response accordingly. However, they could at least respond, bare minimum. Like, again, I'm not expecting the drama to happen and then the PSA drops like a good 24 hours later, but I expect something. Now, for second paragraph, there's quite a few problems here. The quick too long didn't read here is every character has its haters, but you can only kick, ban, etc. Please be patient because we have so many new members since our server tripled after chapter 1. Here are a few main problems that I have. First of all, every character has its haters. That's cool and all, but this isn't hatred, this is harassment. There is a key difference between the two. We can only kick, ban, etc. Then do it! No, really, then do it. It makes an impact on your server. You'd have a hard time doing it on anything like Twitter, sure, But on Discord, you can at least stop the toxicity there and make your server a safe space. And we'll get there soon. Our server members have tripled. The easiest solution is to have many mods. According to my friend, their server has, as of 24th February 2025, around 33,000 members, which requires around, according to another friend of mine, 50 to 100 mods. But either that's a lot of mods, well, yeah, there's a lot of members, so you're gonna have to have a lot of mods to balance it out. Now, I will admit, I don't have much faith in most of the mods, keyword there being most, because of the whole favoritism thing being heavy, with the mods especially. I'll get back to you as to why I said most, but that's for later. But at least get some new mods. Bare minimum, that's all you need to do to keep your server safe. From what I know though, there's apparently some sort of moderation hierarchy, like junior mods and senior mods. But like, you kinda need the mods, so why are you doing this? All of this culminates into the final point that I wanted to make, and the reason that I had to make this video. The reason I wanted to get my voice out especially is because the Project Ian's Garden community love to fucking silence their fans. Allow me. Remember when I said that I didn't have respect for most mods? Well, I'll keep the name of this mod out of the video so they don't get jumped by their team. But they said that the other mods are basically planning to shut down the server and remove people's talking privileges, and make some PSA that they haven't even planned out. Which the mod goes, yo, that's kinda silencing the community there. To which I say, let them cook. That is some facts. And this is why I had to make the video. A lot of people are worried about Eden's Garden dev and mod teams silencing all critique about their fanbase and how they treat others. That fear doesn't really exist to me. If they want to call me anything, they can call me whatever. I've probably heard worse. They also locked their mod mail, so yeah, the silencing is still a problem in the banger of the year 2025. Which explains this video's existence. Trust in the process? My brother in Christ, we don't even trust you to begin with. Oh, and did you think I was done? Because when someone asked about what happened in general, because, you know, they just woke up and saw General in flames, they were told to shush. Just say a trauma happened, don't silence them for the land. Fucking... Oh, fucking hell. Oh, but we're taking all feedback. No, you aren't. This is not taking feedback. This is silencing your fans. Nothing more or less. Now, that's all I can really say about that. But do I expect the fanbase to improve? Well, there was one member who kinda did make an AO3 of a real member of the community getting ganked by all the members of the cast game. So, yeah, the too long to read is that the Project Ian's Garden community loves to silence their team and save their own skin whenever they can, basically. There's just too many examples and none of them are coherent enough to figure out the pattern. If you want to regain people's respect for you, especially mine, then I suggest to make an effort to listen to what people say when their fan base is getting called out, instead of just giving the, oh, we can't do anything, we're too busy excuse. Because I'm not gonna lie, as I said earlier, I think that excuse doesn't work that well. That's all from me. Thanks for watching, and don't harass anyone behind the game. I will never support harassment. Bye bye, I need a break.